Okay, so we are live at the moment. See if we can bring it a little bit closer. You can turn it on now.
Yeah. Wait.
Is it off?
Turn it back to the second.
Yeah, keep it like that. Okay, so this is what I'm asking. I'm asking like, everyone that speaks, asking so that there will be a projection, right? Because this computer has a built-in mic. If you notice this right here, so it's good to speak up, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna speak up a little bit. Keep this up. So, yeah. It's good. Good. Yeah. I know it's kind of bright. So hopefully, because for them to see your face, you know what I mean? Sure. Yeah. I can stand up right here. Yeah. So in about we'll begin literally the next 5 minutes. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Okay, so here we are. Once again, beautiful people. This is the Total ITAL, an Indigenous Caribbean Healers webinar series. This is part 3. All right. So part 3. I want to give thanks and praise to all of the wonderful healers out there, all of the fantastic people out there throughout the earth. We give thanks because as promised, every 21 days we are bringing very powerful information to the community and to the globe abroad. So we thank you for tuning in. And the Total ITAL Healers Webinar Part 3, we will begin in the next minute or two. So hold tight and thank you. And we appreciate you tuning in. And this is going to be wonderful. We got a new panel tonight, except for the priest, Haile Israel, because as the Ethiopian Orthodox priest, we find that it is important for him to at least first 3, he has to be a part of it, to bless it. So give thanks and praise for the priest being here, and give thanks and praise for all of the presenters that are going to be presenting tonight. So we ask you to hold tight and give us 1 minute, and we shall begin. Thank you for all those tuning in. One love.
Okay.
Let me stand up for that.
Everybody, let's do some deep breathing.
So what we're going to do here with the elder, with the Tai Chi master, Brother Dallas, to begin is some deep breathing, which we feel is imperative and very important at this time. So before we begin anything, we have to remember the breath of life. Okay? So
Everybody is going to do lifting water. So sink into the earth and inhale. Now bring the arms in. Keep breathing. Exhale. Thank you.
yes, thank you so much. Yes, and give thanks, royal people, as we proceed. Brother Haile Israel, all right, from the Ethiopian Orthodox Church is going to begin with a little tune, all right, to usher in the angels, and then we begin with a prayer as usual, and then the introduction of the presenters. So, Brother Haile, thanks.
First, the last, and all give thanks and praise to the Almighty Creator, the Almighty Eternal One, for His by many names and no names, nameless. Every time that His own brother will tell us of our journey down Nile River from Ethiopia through Kemet into Egypt and into the four corners of the earth. We are dominantly a spiritual people, so we must always begin acknowledging the breath without word, without sound, without power. The breath of the Master allowed us to share with one another. We all have shared each other's breaths again. So as I verbalize in the language of my captivity, the language of the slave masters who beat us and brought us up, you have to speak to you in English. I have no other choice. But we first spoke to you in the language of the spirit, in the language of the breath. Thanks to the Master for showing that. And it is my responsibility to give you the most high consciousness on that breath that I am able to share with you. The fact that I must communicate to you about all divine African spirits in English language. But still, regardless of that, we can communicate because our heart speaks one language, which is love. And I would like to utter a prayer which I learned in Ethiopia. It's the original Bagua prayer. They say that Christ, Yahshua, the Messiah, who they erroneously called Jesus Christ, they say that he gave this prayer to his disciples. You can read about it in Luke chapter 11, and also in other places. Gospel, or we call it Injil. And he taught us how to pray. It has a lot to do with the breath, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Breath, actually. And I will share these words with all of us, everyone, the ancestors that are in the room, and children yet to be born in my sleeping wombs of our wonderful queens and empresses yet to come. Bessemea, we will come in Pestilus, and I'm not, what I'm not, I'm not, amen. Chinoye, Bessemai, Mitinon. Kare Bessemai in the bonnet and the Mirazu. Yeah, that's in Jarvis. Benji, and Gishan Latina, Haile Masan, the Latin, my man, Hallelujah. The Lion of Judah shall break every chain and give us a victory again and again and again. Said they come for a lion, him come to break every chain and take your job. Give us a victory again and again and again. Unto us a child has been born, unto us the son has been given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and men will call him the King of Kings, and even the Lord of Lords, 'cause he's the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Rasta call him Jehovah. So I am call him Jehovah. Immaculate God and Savior. The Papa will call him Jehovah. It's stronger than the rock of Gibraltar. Oh yes, Jah, he would have brave us. Ooh, Jah bless. No one can curse. That's why I'm thanking Jah Rastafari, God and the passwords. Oh Lord, Jah, even when I pray, oh Rastafari bless. I tell you, no one can curse. That's why we thank Jah Rastafari, getting past the words. Sometimes we come like Daniel and the lions. You better know your enemies, better know your friends. Just like Daniel and the lions did. Once again, come like the lion, I'm a friend. Like Daniel and the lions did. You better know your enemies, better know your friends. Like Daniel and the lions did. Once again. But if Daniel was calling on Jehovah, the righteous them does call upon Jehovah. So I and I call him Jehovah, Immaculate God and Savior. I am call him Jehovah, stronger than the rock of the Gibraltar. The Rastaman does call him Jehovah, Immaculate call him Jehovah, stronger than the rock of the Gibraltar. Oh yes, for he the Lion of Judah, conquering lion. Like the Lion of Judah, conquering lion. Get him away, Haile Selassie. Empress Benoit Scar, Crown King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering lion of travel Judah. The Queen of Kings, November 2nd, 1930, this generation. For all the eyes to see, manifestation of the Spirit, faith. Jah Rastafari. The leaders accept this vibration. We bring forward for our people who are suffering all over planet Earth because they continue to murder black men, black women, black children. They kill the seed before it grow up. They destroy the ancestors after them dead. So we come to tell you live and direct. This mechanical beats will catch everything we say to the technology, So they're going to come and bring it, right? I am flanked once again by some of the mightiest reincarnated archangels ever to touch planet Earth just happen to be here in this generation. So they have some names that they've given themselves in these generations. I simply know that means gods and goddesses. But we will be sharing some wonderful bush bath information how to remove negative forces from my good Empress sister in Zebra. Right? Coming right up. The master Calvin Dallas will teach us how to breathe. Everybody breathe all day long because we know the science of what's on that breath that you're sucking. All right? So master Calvin will teach us about the healing powers of Tai Chi. Namonya Sopa. This is the Empress. This is the spirit that will have to speak for herself because she has bringing some power to her heart tonight. She will tell you about metaphysics. She will tell you about health and healing from the inside out, from the outside in. She will bring it. So ready up yourself. And then we're going to seal up with Ansel and Brother Fletcher. And take us right up to the Nile in the Kemetic, Nubian anciency. Maybe he'll remind us what we have inside us and wake up these genes of these great African ancestors who are just crying out to come inside of us so we can continue to fight this battle that we fight. I'm sure everyone is aware of what's going on in America, what's going on all over planet Earth. Even white people see what they're doing to black people. So it's a black and white issue. I can't hold it up. So this must be addressed. If it's lightning and thunder, earthquake, media, word, sound, power, diplomacy, whatever, white man, your kingdom must go down. Even your own white people know what you do is wrong. So it's time. I'm going to let somebody else talk on my side. You might just be, poof, bust up in the fire right in front of the camera. I control myself. See the breath man have to cool me off, man. Yes, I don't know if anyone wants to just give themselves a piece of time to talk to these people. We're actually talking to a beast, and the images on the beast, that's a revelation call it. But through the technology, people all over the planet can see what's going on right here. So we'll share some knowledge and power. And Calvin wants to give himself. Okay, well, that breath, you hear that? That was the planet song. That's what I'm saying, good. When God created the earth, that's what I'm saying, it's good. So, it's good, he's going to show us how to do. Empress, would you like to dress up people before we get started? We'll save presentation. Empress Enzi, you want to share something?
Jehovah is your name.
Mm-hmm.
Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Almighty God, great God, King of kings, hallelujah. Ababa Jonai, Elohim, the great I am, my Alpha and my Omega, my beginning and my end. Father God, I know you see all things and everything. And you're walking with us side by side. And you bring us out on the other side, unblemished and untouched in your mighty name. I give you the praise. Why wouldn't I give you the praise? When you're the reason why I'm still here in the land of the living, in spite of all that the devil and the evil ones are trying to do to take your children out of here. Father, we glorify your name. We praise you. And we thank you for the ways out. Hallelujah.
What a wonderful time. And so, Sister Dr. Namonya Soipan.
Yeah.
King man, y'all got something? We're going to see it. We're going to move right on. Y'all going to get a wave of knowledge and information tonight. Watch out.
Yes, greetings, what's up, everybody, my brothers and sisters. I'm glad to be here again at the African Family once again.
Yeah.
We have a nice presentation this evening. First and foremost, we want to thank the Most High, God and Goddess for making everything possible today, and I'm bringing forth this new coming. And encourage to continue keeping us strong and letting that will be done. And we thank Iowa for making this this place possible for us. And
Amen.
we could be able to blaze up the fire even higher, you know, and strengthen ones as far as the bar had dropped, man. You know, the elders, the old folks actually forgot through slavery, you know, when Shabbat Thomas, through genocide, you know, separating the children from the parents and giving this history. So we're going to try to re-literate, re-orchestrate to the knowledge, and, you know, it could be a nice evening tonight. So just want everybody to enjoy, and thank you for having us. Amen.
Okay, now you're telling them, so we're ready to go right into this.
Well, you know, once we introduce, you know, this is important that the spiritual aspect is spoken of before we begin. So I want to give thanks, you know, to all the presenters that are here, our sister Nziba, Dr. Namunya, Ali Israel, Calvin Dallas, and Ansel. We give thanks and praise, and we shall proceed. So we're going to let, you know, the brothers seal up in prayer, and then we're going to go ahead with the Tai Chi Master. So just seal it up for 2-3 minutes.
So once again, our Ethiopian tradition, and I'm sure the brother will clarify this to us, is a lot older than the 6,000-year biblical tradition of Hebrew and what they call them, Ashkenazi and Greek and Greco-Roman. It's a version of a version. Even the European historian, his name is Gerald Massey, he says the Bible is nothing more than an ancient retelling of an African family saga. Those are his words. And we have carried this on from Isis, Osiris, and Horus, come right down 74,000 BC. I'm sorry, 72,000 BC, which is 74,000 years ago, going right down, you know, Holy Father, Holy Mother, Holy Children. We know about this Holy Ghost, and nothing holy about the ghost. In the English language, the ghost is an apparition. That means it's not really there. So how can something be holy if it's not there? You know, let's understand the language that we speak. Because our African language don't have words like maybe or might. If you do something or you don't. Y'all might remember that from the Amistad. We don't have those type of words that leave room for lying and doubting. First thing the Indian learned to say when they talk to the Americans, say, white man speak with forked tongue. I'm sure you heard that in some culture. So everywhere this man go, he lie. And it's not a racist thing. It's simply a reality thing, because we have to deal with the reality of spirituality in this coming generation, in these present days. That's what I will be sharing with you all. And then each of these empresses, kings and queens and gods and goddesses will take it a little further. And we come to educate and prepare ones for life in the 21st century. See? So with that, I will seal up in the English version of King James Psalms number 24. It says, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and those who dwell therein. We are founded upon the seas and established upon the floods. Who shall ascend up this holy hill? Who shall reach the holy mountain of Zion? Only he that has a clean hands and a pure heart, lift not thy soul unto vanity, neither swear deceitfully. We shall receive the blessing of the God of righteousness and salvation. But this is a generation that seeketh thy face. Lift up your head, O ye gates. You lift up your golden doors, and the King of glory himself shall come. Who is the King of glory? And pride is last. Jah Rastafari. Crowned King of kings and Lord of lords, November 2nd, 1930. In this generation, photographed the technology of this day. Lift up your head, you black people. You lift up that living ones. King of glory himself shall come. Who is the King of glory? Jah Rastafari is last. And the Queen Omega, the sealed up Empress Menla. Blessed be God. We soon come. We're not done, you know. Watch out. All right.
Except for, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's actually help Daddy. We can help to move some of these chairs. Okay. Yes, I want to. Oh. Is that it? Okay, so let me introduce this brother because I respect him very much. Okay, this is one of our elders, right? And trust me, he's not an old man. We don't use the word old around here. This is the youngest man in our community, right? The most youthful. So we give thanks, for Brother Calvin Dallas, who is a Tai Chi master, who is a teacher to all of us as to how to keep our emotions balanced, how to work with the breath, how to activate that Chi energy within us. And he's going to speak about that, and he's going to project and let you know the importance and the power of simple movement to activate the inner energy within. So go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, I would like everybody to join me. First of all, I would like to say Tai Chi is a system of physical and mental exercise which allows a person to enhance their spirit and their willpower so that they'll be able to heal themselves. So first we're going to start out with how do you do this? First, you want to store the energy. So we have a system called Qigong, standing meditation. So we start out. This is opening, closing. Space your feet, shoulder width. Make sure they're parallel. The first exercise is called hugging the tree. And you just stand here, relax, breathe. Now, basically, what happens is your body starts to vibrate and you put tremendous pressure on your internal organs, especially the endocrine system. And the hormones that are created start to develop more of a balance. And what happens is your body starts to vibrate. Now, after a period of time, if you can hold this for 1, 3, 4, 5, 15 minutes, you start to feel your body vibrate. Now, when you get ready to come out, slowly straighten your legs, come up, and go through opening, closing at least 3 times. This allows the energy to be stored in all the tissues and the bones. The next exercise I'd like to show you, you stand a little bit wider than shoulder width, feet parallel. And now you're holding, if you will, 2 bowls of water and a bowl of water on top of your head. Knees are bent slightly. This is called the Jama stance or back stance. And again, you just stand and relax and breathe slowly. This is standing meditation. You're very still, but your body is vibrating inside. Now, when you have to hold this for about 15 or 10 or 2 minutes, what happens is you'll start to feel different things. Heat, warmth, coolness. Now, when you can't hold anymore, slowly straighten your legs, come up again, and go through opening, closing. You can go this way, inner, or this way, at least 3 times. Okay, the next Qigong exercise I'll show you is called the Santee stance. The back leg with the back hand, the knuckle goes to the navel. The front hand, bring your elbow down and your face, front of your face out. The Santee stance, you put tremendous pressure on your back leg. And now this stance is Qigong, standing meditation. You're storing, developing, generating energy in the body. Now, when you can't take it anymore, on that back leg, you switch and reverse it. And just hold this pose. Now, you don't have to think about anything. Just relax. Most of your awareness is on trying to keep the pose as long as you can so that you can generate the energy. Now, again, you come up slowly and go through opening and closing. Now, what happens is all the energy is stored in the tissues and the bones. And now this energy you can use just like a reservoir later on for healing. Okay, the next technique I would like to show you is Nikong, where you learn to move the energy through your body by using your imagination. So you start out, I'm going to just show you 3 of these. First one is called the Tai Chi Energy Ball. Now, you continue this breathing while you raise your hands, creating an imaginary ball of energy above your head. It could be any substance, any color, any dimensions. Now you bring that ball slowly through your body. This energy will affect all the systems of the body: nervous system, endocrine system, skeleton system, respiratory system, circulatory system, and muscular system. Take your time bringing the energy through. Of course, when you get down to the feet, some of the energy will go on the earth and some will be stored in your body. Now, just like before, you come up, go to opening, closing again. That was called a Tai Chi Energy Ball. Next one I want to show you is similar. Step out, shoulder width. This one is called the old man breathing technique. Now, you imagine your feet absorbing all the electromagnetic energy from the earth and around you, coming up through the legs, all the way through all the system, breathing, inhaling and exhaling into the cranium or the brain. Then you bring the energy back down through your brain, all the way through your body, slowly taking your time all the way back into your feet. As before, you come up and go through opening and closing. Now, you do this so you can check the energy that you've been moving through your body with your imagination. Now, the last one is a little bit more detailed. This one is called snake style breathing. So your feet are shoulder width apart, vertical, and now you start inhaling from the tip of your spine, bringing the energy through the spine slowly, each vertebrae, using your imagination. All the way through the spine, up into the cranium, into the brain. Now, let it resonate there for a while. Keep breathing and bring the energy right back through the brain into the vertebrae, slowly through each vertebrae in the spine into the tip. Now, each of these knee Gong exercises, you're going to do 3 times, but I'm just doing them once so that you can get the idea. That was called the old man breathing exercise. You come up, inhale. No, that was called the snake style breathing style. Come up and inhale. So now you've learned how to move energy through your body and also store energy. But now you might be saying, well, how do you get to a point where you can relieve stress? So this is where you come into the 8 trigrams of Tai Chi, which deal with nature. So these movements, you move your whole body. And the best way to talk about this is they're all circular movements. So you start out like this. And even if you can remember 2 or 3, but I'm going to show you 8 today. So we're going to move the whole body. So I start out, Tai Chi ball, step out. This is called heaven. Now this is called earth. This is called water. And this is called fire. Now, this movement is called the wind. Now, here you have thunder. This movement is called the mountain. And now you have the lake. Now, these movements are very slow. And what happens as you move very slow, you start to create more melatonin and serotonin in the brain because you go into the alpha state. And if you can get really good, you can go to the delta state. But what happens is because you relax, you start to relieve the blockages that come up from stress. So when you get really good, you start to do what we call circle walking. 8 steps of Bagua. And you come around. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so let's say you can't remember those movements. You can also do circle walking just by using your plowed hands, but take it slow. And you can reverse. This teaches you balance, also calmness. And since everything is moving in circles, you start to generate energy, but you stay calm. And now you can even turn if you want and continue. When you get really relaxed, then you can start to make circles on a line and just use this motion. So the slower you go, the more you relax. And the deeper your breathing is, the more you go to the alpha state. Okay. Those are 8 trigrams of Tai Chi. And when you finish, you go through opening and closing. So now I'd like to demonstrate by time one of the forms in Tai Chi. Very simple form, basically, and it's called a trigram. If anyone would like to come and do it with me, it's okay. But I'm going to do this form, so I hope that you can see it.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so that is my presentation for Tai Chi. Thank you very much.
Wow.
So, give thanks. Once again, that was Brother Calvin Dallas speaking about the healing power of Tai Chi and how you can move around the system. So we will take a 2-minute intermission and then we will move along to the next presenter, okay?
Yes, I just wanted the people to know that in the high societies in Africa, a meditative session was taught. So you could be an engineer, you have to learn to meditate. You could be a farmer, you have to learn to meditate. You can be a carpenter, you have to learn to meditate. I know this man, Dallas, personally, and he gave us a story years ago. He told me that he told somebody that he could do anything. So the guy tried him and said, well, why can't you climb this coconut tree? There's a coconut tree like 40 feet tall. So Dallas looked at the root of the tree, went up the trunk of the tree, and came back down and said, I just did it. So it's about your imagination. So you can do Tai Chi, you can do Qigong, you can do martial arts, you can do yoga. None better than the other. It's about centering yourself. It's about teaching you how to focus. So you learn how to focus by doing Tai Chi. And then you use that meditative art into anything that you do. So if you're a natural healer, you're doing your meditation. If you're a secretary, you're doing your meditation. And as the brother was saying, it activates your endocrine system. The endocrine system is the system of organs, your system of chakras. So we all have electromagnetic centers. And by doing Tai Chi, you raise your sexual energy, you transmit it upwards instead of downwards. So I just wanted to say a little bit about the meditation. Let the world know that Rastafari know. Eli.
So we give thanks, We give thanks, for all the great things that's happening right now, for all the wonderful people tuning in, and just soaking in the knowledge that's needed right now. Give thanks to the elders for their information, and I just feel like, it's an honor to be around such wonderful spiritual people, both king and queen, empress and emperor. Give thanks. So as we move forward, our next presenter is a shaman, healer, and physician. She's a doctor of psychology and a Chinese medicine physician. She has lived and conducted workshops worldwide on the issues of post-traumatic stress disorder, sacred sexual healing, incest trauma, and spiritual ceremonies for wholeness. She has lived with the Maasai people. She lived with the Maasai people in the deep interior of Kenya when she was just 25 years of age. She was initiated into the shamanic mysteries and ceremonially given the name Namanya, which means the blessed one. This experience was painful and transformative as it catapulted her into the deepest recesses of her soul. As a result, her work towards becoming a westernized psychologist shifted radically. She practices her medicine from a holistic African/Asian-centered modality. She has built an integrative healing temple, which is called the Center for Sacred Dialogue on St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. And this temple offers many eclectic healing modalities to assist folks on their awakening journey. She is doing what she promised creation she would do before incarnating into this life. She is walking her path and is on her purpose. So I introduce to the world shamanistic practitioner, international trainer and consultant, Dr. Namanya Suipan. Respect. Respect. Sure.
Blessed night, beloveds. Thank you, that amazing introduction.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here, and I give thanks for the community of healers and for Nayora and Ross Bobby creating this symposium for us all to come together and heal and be a part of the transformation that is so needed in our lives today. At 25 years old, I did go and I lived with the Maasai people in the deep interior of Kenya, a place called Nara. And I lived there for 1 year, it was a very profound experience for me. I went to Africa, pretty cocky New Yorker. I went there thinking that I had something to give to my African brothers and sisters. And what I realized is that I had arrived in Africa spiritually empty-handed. And arriving in Africa spiritually empty-handed was a total transformation in my life. Some 40 years on, the work that I do today, those people in Kenya and Maasai land are responsible for who I've become as a healer, shaman, physician, and I am totally indebted to what I learned there and how it stretched me and made me a better person. There's so many things I wanted to talk about tonight relating to COVID-19 and the shutdown and all this kind of stuff. And what I wanted to say that was underpinning my talk was metaphysics, that healing is a metaphysical process. And meta actually means to go beyond. So when you talk about metaphysics, you're talking about going beyond the physical or going beyond the mundane. In my practice as an acupuncture physician and also a holistic psychologist, I stayed open during the whole time of COVID-19 and the shutdown, because this is when the shaman needs to step forward. This is when my patients and the community needed me most of all, when we're dealing with this kind of challenge. People are anxious, afraid, totally stressed out. And what I saw coming through the doors and what I see on a regular basis is that we have become symptom addicts. People want relief from symptoms immediately. They want what I call microwave medicine. Chinese medicine, holistic medicine, any kind of natural healing, whether it's herbs, acupuncture, meditation, because what we have to understand is that healing is a total aspect of the self. Healing is something that's going on behind the veil. Healing has to do with the divine hand in that process. Healing is not a cure, because some people can be cured and still not healed. For example, somebody can be cured from pneumonia, which in Chinese medicine is grief. The lung is connected to grief, but they still are not healed, which means that whatever caused them to become sick, because every sickness, every physical illness, spirituality underpins every physical illness. So if we're not in a right relationship with ourselves, right relationship with our creator, right relationship with our community, our fellow man, nature, we can create illness within our body. So when I talk about a person being cured but not healed, the healing is something that is deeper and more profound than the cure. So somebody can be cured from pneumonia, but they still have grief within them. They still have things going on that they have not even touched. So my work as a shaman, healer, physician is actually taking my patients into the depths of themselves, into that deep place, that resource within themselves that's holding all that pain and all that weakness. For me, during the shutdown in COVID-19, it was a sweet stillness that I came into. And I was wanting my patients to be ushered into that sweet stillness. That stillness, they say that the language of God is silence. And we can't access that language if we're so busy being human doings. Okay, there's human doings, We're running around, we have all these distractions, we're busy, 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 busy. And the moment that the stillness enters in, for most of us, it can be very frightening to just be with ourselves, to just be in that sacred, precious moment, that sacred, precious time, because all kinds of things will come up to the surface. So working with the breath, doing the Tai Chi, which is also a part of Chinese medicine, the meditation, the sacred rituals, the ceremonies, all these things are part of total health and total healing. Because health has to do with not only our diet, what we eat, what we put in our body, but the things that we listen to, the people that we engage with. It's a total comprehensive platform. Health is a total comprehensive platform for us to come together and understand what is happening. Many years ago, I was told that the body was electric, and I didn't understand what that meant until I started practicing Chinese medicine, started inserting needles. And what happens is that when you put a needle in the person's body, they feel something. They feel like an electrical charge because the body is electric. The body is dynamic, it's energetic. They feel an electrical charge, and I will explain to them that that charge is what is called qi in Chinese medicine. And that qi, the way I look at qi is that qi is God, because right now Western medicine is still trying to understand what qi is, and they cannot really fathom it. They keep saying, well, it's energy, well, it's they don't really know how to explain what qi is. For me, qi is that electrical energy that opens up the body so healing can take place. The only way to access that qi is through the qigong, the tai chi, and definitely on an experiential, felt level, the acupuncture activates that qi. It activates the electricity within the human body. So healing, and what I've seen with healing, once again, is that it is a really dynamic process. People will come in and they have had diabetes for 10, 15 years, or cancers, or hypertension, and they want quick fixes. They want 1 or 2 sessions, 1 or 2 treatments, and they want it to be over. They want it to be finished. They want it to be cured, basically. And what we have to understand is that it takes you 1 or 2 times to get into that situation that you're in, that health situation that you're in. It took years for the body to break down. It took years for the autoimmune system to respond to all the inflammation that is attacking it. It took years. So in terms of healing, the whole metaphysical process of healing, prayer comes into that. Prayer comes into healing. A surrendering comes into healing. Because the body has its own innate abilities to actually heal itself. If the body is in a harmonious situation, it will definitely heal itself. But it cannot heal itself if we are bombarding it with outside distractions, polluting our mind, not eating properly, not doing exercises, meditating. It's going to delay the healing, or the healing will not happen at all. So what I've seen being here on this island, having a healing temple, which has been a dream of mine for years, is that people have to honor their body. You know, and it's easy to say that. I say it every single day. I say it to myself. I've been saying it for years. But when I come to really recognize what it looks like to honor the body, it's a very different understanding. It's a very different experience when you're really honoring your body. Healing takes time. It is not a Band-Aid. It is a deep journey to the deepest recesses of your soul. It's a beautiful journey. It is one that needs respect. It is one that needs patience. It is one that needs us to understand that this God-given temple has all that it needs to heal. It actually has all that it needs to heal. But when we are dealing with intrusive pharmaceutical drugs, when we're dealing with things that are out of alignment with the body and how it's supposed to function with its vibrational electrical frequency, it throws off the whole mechanism. So it's just, for me, it's phenomenal for me to see when patients come in on a consistent basis, what actually happens. And what we see are actually miracles oftentimes. And I say to them, I'm the conduit for this medicine. I hold this medicine, but the ancient elders are coming through me to actually manifest the healing. We have to be in alignment spiritually. All our work spiritually must be in alignment in order to see the results physically. I'm going to say that again, because I do a lot of different rituals, full moon rituals, ceremonies for healing. But if we're not in alignment spiritually, and that's whatever that means for you, it could mean going to church, it could mean prayer, it could mean meditation, it can mean dancing, it can mean whatever it means to lift your soul up. If you're not in alignment spiritually, you're not going to see the outcome on a physical level. It's impossible. So for me, with the lockdown, it was hard. You know, people were under stress financially, emotionally. There was a lot of abuse going on during that time, and may still be happening. But what I wanted to give my patients with who was coming in to see me was a place, a sanctuary, where they can go within themselves to unlock the powers within themselves to bring forth healing, to bring forth peace of mind, to bring forth contentment and bliss, and to be in the present moment. Because the present moment is the only time that we have. The present moment itself is health and healing. Because outside the present moment, we're dealing with stress. Stress is death. Stress is death. I would be remiss in talking about the medicine that I do and my time living with the Maasai if I didn't also acknowledge the fact that African people, we're looking at a 3.5 million years, okay? This is what scientists and research have said. African people have been on this planet for 3.5 million years. They weren't just sitting around twiddling their thumbs, you know? They were doing some incredibly ingenious things around medicine, around spirituality, around life, astronomy, astrology, all of it. And cupping is another thing that I offer in my healing temple. And cupping was definitely done and still is being done in Africa. I had a sister come in from Dominica the other day, and she told me that her grandmother used to cup her with calabashes. Acupuncture was definitely a medicine that was done in Africa and perhaps still is. I acknowledge the Asian ancestors who have cultivated this medicine to such a degree that they're still carrying it, they're still holding it. But at the same time, I'm very aware, having lived and traveled throughout all of Africa, that these indigenous practices, these earth-centric practices were also done there, to bring forth health and healing. When you are dealing with natural medicine, you have to understand that the greatest physician is the one that prevents diseases before they even occur. That's a very deep understanding, a very deep realization. Once the horse is out of the barn, it's too late to close, you're closing the door, it's too late, the horse has already escaped. So preventative medicine is the best medicine. It really should be the only medicine. We should not wait till we're almost at death's door to seek out help, to seek out treatments. Prevention is worth a pound of cure. So when we look at people coming in during the whole COVID-19 that is still going on, people were coming in, I can't really see that. Okay, thank you. People were coming in to have their immune systems boosted. And that was the work that I was doing for 3 months, boosting people's immune systems, in addition to musculoskeletal pain that they were dealing with, insomnia, whatever else was going on. Because if your immune system is intact, if it's healthy, that's you know, it's not about wearing the mask. It's not about, you know, all these other precautions. Yes, those things are important. But if your immune system is healthy, you're going to stay healthy, okay? So I wrote some things down just briefly, just to see, yeah, I pretty much covered what I want to say. I just want to, you know, with Dallas doing the Tai Chi, these are things as a community that we really need to seek out more. Doing Tai Chi, once again, yoga, meditation. I had a group of 20 people, a lot of youth, yesterday on Sunday doing kayaking. We really need to be out in nature more. Nature is a healer. Okay? Immersed in nature, embraced by nature, healing takes place, because what happens when you're in nature, it lifts your oxytocin, it lifts your serotonin. These are all feel-good hormones. It lifts it, and when the feel-good hormones have elevated, that's health once again, that's healing. So I want to give thanks to this evening. I want to give thanks to the audience. And just come and see me. I'm right across from Charlotte Amalie High School, and it's a beautiful space to come in, to get your medicine, and to stay home. Thank you.
Yes, all right. There you go. And that was one of the systems. Yes, yes. Yes, so that was very, 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 very wonderful. I want to give thanks, you know, to everyone tuning in. Thank you very much. We will be presenting. We shall continue the program. We have about a 1 to 2 minute intermission. All right, so hold tight. Thank you very much. Can I see anything that way? And you know, you're welcome to project as loud as you need to, all right? Give me 1 second and I'm... Okay, beautiful people. Our next royal presenter, Queen, Goddess, Empress, all the titles, Omega, all the titles, right? But this is our one of our Queen mothers, right? She has actually been doing bush baths since 1979 here on St. Thomas, and also on the island of Antigua from 1980 to 83. She returned home from travels to start doing it on the island from 1985 on St. Thomas. So from 1985, our blessed sister here has been doing bush baths, all right? As a matter of fact, which this is very powerful because my great-grandmother, who's the grandmother of my mother, used to remove negative spirits from people through certain African ceremonies as well. So this is fully in line with my family lineage and my bloodline, and I know the power of bush baths. This is very, very, very powerful. All right. She loves helping people, right, to move through life challenges, ups and downs. Right. She was born on St. Thomas and has 2 wonderful daughters. All right. She does massages as well. She makes products such as noni oil, butter, aloe vera, butter and oil, neem oil, moringa oil, soaps, body butters. And when I tell you, man, every time there's a festival and she set up her booth, she has one of the prettiest booths. Her setup is immaculate, I must say. So give thanks. This is our beautiful sister, Empress Nziba, and she also has a business called Nziba Sacreds, which has been in business since 1976. So give thanks. Here is Sister Empress Nziba. One love. That's that.
Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me to this podium, which I really don't like podium. I don't like to be put on the spot. Anyway, baths, bush baths, horrible baths. Why do baths? Why take a bush bath? What's so important about bush bath? Who you want me to take a bush bath for? What is this thing about bush bath? I heard my grandmother say, and my this say, and my auntie say, and my cousin say, when they were small, they used to get baths. So, well, people don't really do it like that now, you know. But it never was there. It was always alive. And it always happening. And it's still happening. And here what? I carry on that trade because it still have baths, all kind of baths. You could take clay baths. You could take Epsom salt baths. You could take salt baths. You could take hot bath, cold bath, vinegar, herbs, spices, all kind of baths. But I love, appreciate everything what my father made natural. I like the herbs. Because see this thing here? One can't do this thing. And this power in these things. And people, when you talk about bush bath, people want a negative energy and towards a negative vibration. Kind of like to say you're walking over there, you're a witch, you're all kind of thing they call me already. Hello, but when the people get sick, who don't look back? And sort of what you can have. Because the hotter the battle, the sweeter the victory.
Right.
And baths have to be hot. You have to take bath hot so you can penetrate. Like I was saying, circulation is very important. We have to have good circulation in this body here. And black people problem is fear. That's our greatest enemy. After storms, before the storms, the trials and the tribulation, fear is what faces us, and we have to vamp fear out of our life. We can't leave fear win. We can't give it the power. Right. Because fear comes with the evil one. Anyway, all right, so. Okay, I have here different herbs, right? So I'm going to name out a few. Any questions about something I didn't say yet? Okay. Okay, this herb here is almond. This is the almond tree, right? This is the almond tree. This had women children in law in well in school. When children well in school, you boil it, you add milk, and you bathe them, and you send them go down, and you go to go. Hello? Hello? This is mango leaf. Okay? This is another purple herb. This is mahogany bush leaves. This is turpentine bush leaf. This is yellow cedar. This is the island plant, the traditional thing for the island. It bears yellow flowers. This here, I don't call it, we call this Mexican love chain. You used to use these in weddings in the olden time. And this here is aloe vera. Now, when you're doing baths, you go to do odd numbers like 3, 5, 7, 9. Different odd numbers. And so, but some people, when you're giving them baths, some people need to be mounted like 17 or 33, like a 33 degree. Some people need that to because baths help you. Baths is for the scene where you can see and where you can't see. Why you know and why you don't know. If you take it for this, it will still conquer this and this and that. It will still look out evil, negativity, pain, stress. And when we were young and in the old ancient time, people used herbs after pregnancy. If they got a bad fall or a blow or beat up from the husband. And they give black and blue wherever they take back, because that will move the stagnant blood in their body. And if you sprain your ankle, you could make like poultice and things from this same herb and strap your body or your back or your hip or your knee or your ankle or whatever, and it will remove the pain. You see this here? This is my best friend. This is aloe vera. Aloes, because sometimes I give just this alone for a bath because of the power that it carries and the work that it does. And sometimes you could use one herb and it will just do everything. And sometimes you might need 5. And when I'm going to do a bath, I don't know. But before the morning in the 4-day, the spirit will say, okay, she just needs 3 herbs. So I will just go and get the 3 herb spirit sit again. That's how I teach it. I don't know, no, I can't say it no other way because it don't happen no other way. This is how it happened. When the spiritual, because I didn't even know that I would have been doing bush bath. But my grandmother used to do this. And when I was living in Antigua, and I was having hard life, because Antigua is a hard place. Rough. If you live in Antigua, you survive Antigua, you can live anywhere in the world. And after living in Antigua, I come home and I have my own house. Because I've been walking past the pasture today, and they have nothing there. And then I will go back the next morning and pour half a house done up. When I went up, what did I do here? But it's an overnight place. So, that kind of, but living in Antigua, that's how I realized what my calling was. I went in a mommy position, and I said, Father, I went in the mommy position and lay down on the ground, and I went in the mommy position and I said, Father God, what can I do to survive in Antigua? And I stayed right there and I wouldn't move because Spirit have to answer. And Spirit will answer. You just have to wait, have that patience. And Spirit answer, and the Spirit say, the Spirit say massage on bush bath. And because I do this all the time, all these years, just helping people, blessing for you, have a pain, come take it, doing this rubbing, touching all the time, natural, in me, out of me. Because this is my gift from the guy, born to do this thing. Nobody didn't teach me nothing. Outside I don't learn nothing. Spirit will teach me within. I learn everything on the inside of me. That's how I learn all of this thing. And a lot of things, what I won't say. Because the enemy ready for here. So I can't talk. All he could say, what I could say. And I have to keep it simple. So I could be safe. That's how it is. Anyway, so when the Spirit said that to me, that okay, so I got up off the floor and I was praising and I was happy and I was giving thanks. And I said, for God, who's like you? There's none like you. You're the greatest. Because Antigua is a manifestation place because it's pure, ain't corrupt like Babylon and here and a lot of these faster moving places. So anything you ask, you gotta be careful what you say when you live in a place like Antigua. Because you say, you look so back and it manifests. Because when you ask, you get. So when I said that, I get the answer, Spirit answer, I got up, I get ready. So when the brother came to pick me up, and he came in, I was so excited. I'm like, oh, after one Pigeon Beach. I have to set up a massage place, and I have to set up a fireplace because I have to do watch bath and that's just all I'm telling you. I got excited and carrying on. So we went and we picked bamboo, and he came and he's okay, we're gonna do what you say, no problem. So we went on the beach and I said right there. I found the spot and said right there. But on the way to the beach, to get, that's how I started to do these things. And I went to the beach, somebody was doing construction. And so when I looked over and I looked on the ground, I had a piece of wood on the ground. And the piece of wood was shaped in a pyramid like this. And I look out like that out of the truck, going with all the bamboo and the coconut branches and everything to go build my business one time. So I said, wow, Spirit say massage pyramid. I said, I know the name of their business is massage pyramid. That piece of wood I flew out of the truck with, and I went to the top of the door like that. And then, so the massage pyramid, and then we set it up, and we make a table, and we make shelves out of bamboo, and and then the top we put it high and put plastic, clear plastic, and branches and different things. And then I walk on the beach and I bring in all the seaweed and cover the whole floor with the seaweed. Then I make a diaper bathing suit. I'm telling you how it happened. Put on a diaper bathing suit, piece of cloth tie around here, run on the beach, run back, then lay down and sun. And the white lady comes to me, ma'am, you do massages? I say,
Business start.
business! Just like that. No planning on nothing. I don't know what. So I say, yeah. And then she said, can I have one? I said, sure, not a problem. So I went and got my big white gown, put it on. They put water from the sea so she could wash off her foot, wipe her foot, put up on it, on the table, and went to town. One day when I finished doing one of the ladies, she said, honey, you gotta get one. I am healed. That's what she's talking about. She said, I'm telling you, I'm healed. So, like I said, they have a lot of things. To God be the glory for the great things that He has done. So, okay now. So when you pick these herbs, you try to not use the stem, these hard parts. You just take off your leaves, all your leaves, leave the stem out, take off all leaves. And you make sure when you conquer, you try to keep your numbers. And then you put it in the biggest pot you have. I have a big bad pan, so I don't put it on a big tree stone. And add the water and everything, and then boil it. And boil everything, and then when it boils, then I take a big stick that I have and I stick it in ash. And I put ash inside the bath. Put it back in the ash, back in the bath. Put the ash back in the bath, and then I'll be checking the time because if somebody's coming for the bath, and the best time to take bath is when the sun comes up. I gave a bath one time to a white friend of mine, and I don't know. As I'm standing here, this is the truth, because that's all I speak. I have no reason to make no fantasy, no joke, no lies, no nothing. When I will finish bathing her, that night, because it was like 7:38, like that, and I went over the bath like that. Something out the bath clapped onto my face. Because bath is for the seen and the unseen. What you know and what you already know. They're going to deal with it because these herbs are powerful. They have vitamins, enzymes, every living thing you name it, it's right there. Because the Most High God make it. And He make it to be just that. For our healing, our benefits, our purification, or whatever you want to call it, they're going to do it. So when that happened to me, I was screaming and I was supposed to get a Florida water. So I get a Florida water and washed on myself and her bath was great. Her bath turned great. And I said, Father God, never again. If that had happened in a day, it'd be a different vibration. But in that night, no man. Because once you get dark spirits, the evil spirits lurk, yeah. And then I have to learn other things too, like when I don't give people baths, how to move the energy out of my premises. Because sometimes, because people pay a lot of money to damage people's lives. And then here you come cleaning up and fixing and making it better. Hey! Huh? They don't come and get you. I can't, this is what happened. It comes and gets you. So at one time, my yard was like a graveyard because I was trying the herb afterward. Right? Just trying it. Like, I pay. And I know I'm good. I could call me what I want. I'm a herbal healer and loving it. And why I know it can't be robbed and it can't be stolen and it can't be taken away. Now, in your homes, try to make your own bath. Bathe every day. If you feel negative, if you're unhappy, if you're lonely, if you're sad, if your back hurting you, make baths and bath your body. Sometimes just soak in Epsom salt in your tub. Sometimes in Himalaya salt. Sometimes in any bush you feel like once you could eat it and you could drink it, bathe in it. Mint, peppermint, basil, whatever, bathe in it. Don't ask no question, just do it. And sap when you take, sap. When you're bathing, sap. Sap. And take it hot and scream and bawl. And take it hot and scream and bawl. And take it hot and scream and bawl and take it.
Correct.
That's how they walk. Hello. Thank you. That's right. For no reason and for reason.
Yes, as we move along. Wow, that was extraordinary. That was extraordinary. So we give thanks, Everyone, you see how blessed it is as, an African family, as a conscious family, we could bring in different aspects of, the knowledge and everything. So give us about 1 or 2 minutes. We'll have a quick break, and I shall introduce the last presenter, the final presenter, one of my very good friends from high school. So give us 1 to 2 minutes, all right? One love. Okay, what I want to state to the world is this, right? What I really want to state to the world is this, and this is very, very, very important, is that at this moment in time, I feel that we should have a moment of silence, right, for Brother George Floyd, because at this moment in time, we see that there are a lot of black brothers losing their lives in the streets in America, and at this moment in time, we feel that it is imperative for us to recognize that energy and that power, and to also honor their lives and let the world know that we think that they are very valuable to us. So no black, whether it's black woman or black man, black child, we will not just proceed with this webinar and basically not speak on that, because it's very, 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 very important. All right. So let's please, can we please have a moment of silence for the brothers that have passed, Brother George Floyd at this moment in time, and all the brothers that have passed wrongfully because of this police brutality and this racism that exists throughout the earth, and this negative plan that these Satanists have at this moment in time. So we ask for a moment of silence, please. Give thanks. So as we move forward to our next presenter. This brother is actually, again, one of my classmates, the same year, high school, 1998, class of 1998, right? Very cool region, has supported our, the conscious movement, has supported Island Roots and Raspabi Herbal Products and Nayora, and always showed the love to us. And at this time, I really am very happy to introduce one of my brethren from school. He is also known as Iron Raw and is born and raised native of St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. As a youth, he attended Charlotte Amali High School, right? The same school that I went to as well. So big up all of my, 1998 classmates. Where his love of theological studies and ancient Kemet began. While attending Seminole College in Orlando, Florida, Ian continued to study ancient Kemetic history and its relevance to today's African diaspora. And he was also recently featured on Paramount Studios television. He spreads positivity and love for the Virgin Islands through music and through seminars. And the name of his presentation is going to be called Overstanding the Past, Making the Future, Ancient Kemet and the Valley of the Nile. Brother Anselm Fletcher, who's here with his mother, his family and his queen and everything. Brother Anselm Fletcher, we thank you. One love.
Good time, my brothers and sisters. Good to be here again as African family once again. I thank everybody for being here today. Those who are home and abroad. And I'm glad we could come together as an African family to help strengthen and also encourage and illustrate and also continue educating the old as well as the young. Within African diasporas, the ones that had traveled abroad. So now we call the ones back home. We're trying to rekindle this fire once again. Okay, so today the topic is on making the past, the future, the present once again. I know it might be hard for a few people just because of the legacy we fell off to the knowledge, to the wisdom, to religion. So today, we're going to try to bring back the African culture once again. The continent was actually Alkebulan before Africa in the 1800s with this one. Mormon, his name was Africano, and he put in the history books, called it Africa. So when we go back to the land of Kem, which is right now known as Egypt today, but the Greeks came in and called it Egypt Gus. But before then, it was actually head capita, where in biology, in the brain, where the penal sits in the mental, is the same place where head capita, Egypt, sits on the map of Africa, Alkebulan. So we're going back to the land of our forefathers in the valley of the Nile, Mount Mwanza, and next to Bahada, and also Uganda, in the foothill and mountain on the moon, where the river that flows on, continue onward. From the rivers flowed from north, and the only river that goes north, from north to north. And right there, our ancestors had laid down for countless generations so we could remember our past to know where we're at and where we're going in the future. So today, it's a very blessed and honored day. And within this legacy that we continue on, we give homage to our ancestors for keeping the fire blazing for us to continue, keeping the light shining. And for the younger generations, I know they fell off. So today, I'm going to just help re-illustrate and to show the world what Bagua was at in prior time, within the golden era. Okay? Because we see how the world is moving today, and these false leaders, but their intention is to misrepresent and to distort the word, belie, is to give us a misrepresentation of a point of view of things, get us integrated all over again that we don't know it ourselves. So, thinking as the world, we have to know how the world thinks. The world don't want us to no longer love as the incomparable works of God for a glorious monument of the primal goodness, being an instrument of the divine will to invoke veneration and praises in the beholder, which is us. But the world just want Kemen to be a widow, and they want every sacred voice to be silent. For their intention is for darkness to cover the world, and darkness is preferred than light. Having no eyes to raise to the heavenly stars, to read the signs and symbols, and for the impure, for us to stay impure and for us to be impermanent. For the pure will be thought as insane, and the impure will be honored as wise. And the madman will be believed to be the brave one, and the wicked esteemed as good. Knowledge of the immortal soul will be laughed at and denied, and no reverence was worthy of heaven will be heard or believed. So today, we're gonna change that, and we're gonna try to reiterate and try not to mislead and to misrepresent. For the world knows something about us. They don't want us to know about ourselves. So today I'm going to go into the principles, the 7 principles of the law of the universal law. Within laws and laws perceived, law, Allah, which is the Most High, right? Okay, let's continue. Within these principles, 7 is known as truth. Within the 7 principles, mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. I might as well give a brief description of each word. Okay? So within mentalism, within the mind, we perceive all things in the mind, in the mental universe. We go through 3 planes: the physical, the mental, and the astral. And within the mind, we perceive where words can reach, express thoughts where words can't even convey. And we move on a higher vibration, whereas, it's such a higher aspect of life that only the few and the chosen and pure will be able to perceive. So within mentalism, it's like the Most High created with the mind. One say our ancestors, some say different gods. But in reality, it's an androgynous above gender and a masculine and feminine principle and everything. So as we look between the veil of things and we see how mentalism come into play, this is actually, we call it a hypothesis. Well, this is our hypothesis. We use these 7 to go through consciously, unconsciously, knowingly, unknowingly, the thing that we possess, and to bring it out. So I'm going to just help reassure that these gifts that we have within, that we could continue bringing out, that could help us guide us in the future and make better decisions. Mentalism was the first one. Second one is correspondence. And within the correspondence of thing, celestial correspond with the terrestrial. The stars done made the format is just for we to read the signs. The animals know it. So we have to also be in tune with nature. Studying the animals knowing the signs of the time of creation. Celestial correspond terrestrially. And within the correspondence, it's an old Hermetic axiom. Within so above, so below, and so below is above. We're moving on within the third. The third is vibration. Within the vibration of things, things vibrate. Everything gyrate. Nothing is at rest. Everything is at move. Some is at a slow pace. Some is at a faster pace. The more slow pace is like relative truth, where one see in the truth of men, relative. But on a far faster vibration, we kind of have a mind closer to the Almighty, absolute truth. And within gaining the absolute truth, we could kind of see the vibration and how courses of things of life flow within different religions of what they're portraying, and we could curve in a dimension within. Okay, moving on. We have polarity. Polarity is the next law within the universe of the iron laws. It shows within polarity is a very powerful aspect that we possess consciously, unconsciously, knowingly, unknowingly. Within polarity is about polarization of things. Within polarity is also duality. And within the duality of the polarity in the house of Amente, we restore poles. It's not about the loss of poles. It's about the restoration of poles. So within the polarity of consciously that we possess, this is how we decipher what's sharp from what's dull, what's quiet from what's loud, within what's light from within what's darkness, curve to an angle. And the ancient text is telling you about different curves and angles, And within an angle, we get pursuing angles in all kind of different form of shape. The difference between an angle is a curve. A curve we curve back into dimension from the beginning. An angle ain't really no explanation. And we get over pursue in an angle as well. For instance, in the 1500s, the J came out, And before then, it was never no J. So we just got pursuing an angle. Like Dominican Republic and Haiti, before then, it wasn't no bridge. Now it's all of a sudden, there's more separation and segregation again. Okay? So let's move on. The next principle is rhythm. Within rhythm is an inflow and outflow to things. Within rhythm, there's compensation. And as far as luck, there's like a law not recognized. So within the rhythm is a swing of things. It's an inflow and an outflow of things. This is how we have high tides and low tides. It's a flow, a smooth, romantic flow of things. And rhythm also compensates. See, y'all gotta be careful, within the rhythms that we're giving off, Moving on. Cause and effect. The teachers cause and effect in school, and to me, I like that one. But the main moral of the cause and effect is to balance your life and square your morality and circumference your thought. Within the cause and effect, for there to be a cause, there must be an effect. And for every effect, there is a cause. But within the ancient text, we have to be able to be more of a cause than an effect. Within an effect is what somebody else did. But if we can make a cause, we create a greater effect. Gender. This is actually the last of the 7 within what we possess. As a hypothesis, we go through and we come to analyzation that we see that is true and we stick to it. This is gender, the masculine and feminine principle in everything. But sex merely is in a low vibration. So, guys gotta be the guys, females gotta be the females. And it's to becoming one. As we put a circle and a cross together and become one flesh. But a higher aspect in gender is to be able to, in the prefix of the word, GEN, into regenerating, in generating a generation. So once we can regenerate in generating the generation, not putting before in the middle, and not putting in the middle to the end, and not putting the end in the middle, but we regenerate the generated generation and the gender. That's why these are the iron laws within the universe within the laws. They call them iron laws. So I'm going to help you generate the generation right now. Okay. We right now in AD, 2020 AD. And what's that? People might say, what's up with the laws? In the book of Daniel, we'll tell you about the statue of King Nebuchadnezzar and within the gold, which is the golden era, and the silver era, the bronze era, and the iron era, as well as the iron and clay. So once we could break this down, we could regenerate the generation. We're going to do it today. 2020, we see iron and clay of the colleagues of nations of the United Nations of the UN, where Haile Selassie I addressed to the colleagues of nations with the ornaments and statues and laws. So regenerating the generation, we got to go back in time. Going back in time, we're going back in 1600 AD now. Within the 1600 AD, we see Constantine in the grip of the ironclad. And within the ironclad is papal Rome, and which represent iron. But if we go back from, say, 1100 AD, now we see where Greece is. Greece represents iron. No, I'm sorry, bronze. Greece represents bronze 1100 AD. So when we see where bronze lies, here's the Greeks. And where the Greeks came in and they infiltrate and show within the legacy of the history, hey, Rome wasn't even on the map yet. So we got to go back in time and get out of the Greeks and the Romans era. And we're going back and past even Persia, because Persia, it was actually 500 0 point back to even up to 300 BC, where Persia actually, which represents silver, they have the silver arrows that they war with Greece, which was the 300s. But if we go back a little further, just a little bit more, we can see where the Ashkenazi Jews and the Hyksos actually came in and tomb raided with the Tomb Raiders. And within the Tiv and the pirates that came off from the Caucasus Mountains to be able to plan and for their intention is to sit and rule in man's place. Within the instruments that they saw, within the artifacts, within the order, within the rulage, within the legacy, within our pre-dynastic era. This is actually the end of our dynastic period. We're going back 640 BC, where we was at, kings and queens. And the king wasn't as smart, but he had the money. But each king always had a grand master. And the grand master was a multi-genius, grand Fisser, grand Curry Hill, to be able to help realign and orchestrate and show where to plant the food and when the storm is coming, and help show them within the existence of mathematics with astrology and cosmological science and alchemy, and of the high priest, and even in medicine, giving forth and showing and illiterating and helping giving forth and the legacy within the knowledge. So from there we see Tahaka 640 BC. We're going back in time from 900 BC, where Solomon was at, where he had a grandmaster, Hiram Hobbit. If we go back 1200 BC, we're seeing Queen Hatshepsut in the dynastic periods within the legacy of the Nile. And in the late 1200s, say about 1290 BC, which was the 19 dynastic periods. Here goes, we see the real Ramses the Great, but that's in Greek as well. It's actually Ramesu. Ursama Atrasep Tefera Ramesu, Mori Amen Rapata, where he reigned in the 19 dynastic periods. And we're going back 1335 BC, we'll be seeing Tutankhamun, where he reigned. When we're going back a little further, here goes the 1400s BC. We're seeing like Akhenaten in the Emerald Revolution. And then if you go back 1500, we're seeing like Amenhotep III, and the son, which is the son of Hapu. And we're going back a little further, 15 to 1600 BC, what we're seeing within the early 1600 BC, Neb Petera Moses I, where he expelled the most Tanahisian and Assyrian Jews off of the face of Africa. That was the first exodus ever get recorded in history. Then we go back again with Yasatiwa within the kingdom of Ashanti. Within the 5th dynastic period, we're going back in time in the tomb of Teti. In the first, and this was in 1900 BC. And from there, we see the father, whereas this is the beginning of the old kingdom to the top with those on Etiquette and Emotep 2600 BC, where those had used the Grandmaster Emotep to build the first step pyramid above Earth in Saqqara, where Emotep father actually built the first step pyramid beneath the earth, below the earth. So within, we're seeing how those on Etiquette that opened the first dynastic period 2600 BC. So if we go back a little further, we're going 3000 BC now, where we're seeing his father that built the first step pyramid under the ground. But if we go back a little further, like 300-400, then we're seeing Akakufu, Kufra, Mikara, and Seferu, and Norma all with 500 BC with Norma Pallet, and who brought the first hydraulic engineering to the world. And I thank you for this presentation. It was my honor to be able to reopen the golden era again. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Yes, I just want the item out there to know. Yeah, I just want the item out there to know that you have been in communication with a lot of professionals, natural healing professionals. So we have our sister Nanziba. Nanziba does bush baths every day. So we want you to connect with Sister Nanziba. If you want to connect with any of these brothers and sisters here, for example, we have another sister who presented tonight, our sister Namoya. She's an acupuncturist and very talented natural healer. So again, this is another sister that we expect you to connect with, especially considering the situation that we're in right now. We have our brother Dallas. Dallas is probably the coolest man I know, really, literally. You know, this man is so cool. When I meet Dallas, I bow to him. I know he's my sensei, because for a man to be so cool, it just inspires others to be the same thing. And I know brother Dallas will teach you how to do Tai Chi if you just ask him. And then we have our my brother Ansel. Oh, my brother. You remind me of the days when I used to read. Read about ancient Egypt, and read about the Nubians, the Ethiopians. So you had one higher up and some lower down. So you had the upper Kemetans and the lower Kemetans. But really they're the same people. It's just an imaginary line that divided them. And then for total ITAL, we want you to not forget to remember that again is another set of professionals here, but there's a lot of cultural professionals. We have our brother Speedy. Our brother Speedy produces the best chlorophyll that you can find in St. Thomas. And we shall continue to have brother Speedy, present again, because we want the people to know that you refuse to come to Mount Zion, but so we bring Mount Zion to you. And we put it in a blender, we blend the herbs together, and we put it in a bottle, making the forest available to you all the time. And then we cannot forget our brother Bassa and our queen, his queen Karima. I think these two people presented a couple of the best presentations that we've had, and up to now we've had about 12 natural healers in this beautiful setting. But again, the brother is a professional, this queen is a professional. They sell a speedy redemption. The best sandwich that you can find is a speedy redemption. And I'm not flattering. And if you want to doubt me, try. So you come to the Fortress Storage Mall right opposite where I am. My brother Basa is there with his Empress every day with all the children now in COVID-19 time. All the children come and they helping. And Brother Basa, if he didn't know you, continue to be an inspiration even to I. And we have our brother Haile Israel. Very humble man. This brother is an Ethiopian, a priest of the Orthodox Ethiopian Church. He's a Nyabingi warrior also. And he's a fantastic musician. So the musical healing comes again through another professional within this group that we call Total ITAL. And we have our sister Aisha. Aisha is our contact. Aisha is our yoga teacher, one of the teachers of meditation. If you need to connect with any of the natural healers and the presenters here tonight and even before, you check 340-775-0851. That is the contact number for all the natural healers. And for them to have come tonight, especially the youngest one around us, to be so inspiring with the great knowledge, my brother. Years we used to hear about ICs and Horus and Imhotep, and for you to be able to break it down the way you did with the limited time that you had. And my brother, I just give kudos to you. To our sister to our sister Dara. She's our technician, and our brother Gary. Any one of you want to do a webinar, these are the people to check. I tell you, we are a bunch of professionals. We are a bunch of cultural people. We are a bunch of natural healers. And that is where we got to begin as natural healers. We have to recognize our responsibility is for us to be the center of our tribe. This is our time. They say it's COVID time. We say it's revelation time. This is our time to shine. Natural healers, nature lovers, Rasta people and Rasta-like people, the people who love the ethnic way of life, the ethnic liberty. We look forward to continue working with you, through you. We give thanks to Naira and the Total ITAL Pasi. Naira just produced a single. I tell you, we are all professionals. We are all indigenous professionals forwarding a service to humanity. They want us to be sorrowful right now. We refuse that. As my sister said, Sister Nanziba said, fire burn the fear. So when the fire burn the fear, something comes to replace it. Courage. So this is the time for us to be courageous. No time to fear. As my sister Namonia said, if your immune system is strong, they can't stop you. To the prayer warriors, big up. To the yogis, to the sadhu, which is natural healers of the Hindu religion, to the spiritual Islamic people, to the mystical Christian movement, to the beautiful people in the world. Big up. Thanks to be here, my people. One love. Elia.
So finally, what I want to do is actually say give thanks and praise to the world, to everyone that actually tuned in. I really want to give thanks and praise. And what I want to do before we seal up with a prayer, as usual, as we have begun, we will seal the same with breathing and with a prayer as well. What I want to say is that each presenter has some information that they would like to leave with the people. If you're interested in what each presenter has to say, and there's a way that you would like to contact them, I would like to start with the first presenter being Brother Haile Israel, the doctor of music, and also one of the priests of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Your email now. This is for guitar lessons now and other musical programs, because again he has a PhD in music. Okay, sometimes when I'm in the studio and the elder is there, it makes the process a whole lot easier. When it comes to doing certain things like harmonies, knowing notes, certain chord structures, so on and so forth. Just the guidance is always a plus to I and I as an artist. So to contact Brother Haile Israel for any guitar lessons, any musical services, any musical programs, any musical workshops, you could call him at 340-998-8423. 340-998-8423. Okay? And that's the doctor of music right there. Spiritual doctor of music. Also, I don't know if Brother Calvin Dallas would like to leave. Okay. 340-514-7171. All right, 7171. Wow, mystical. All right, so that's for Brother Dallas. If you want to contact him and you want to tap into the Tai Chi energy and to help move that energy throughout, your body for the sake of healing, you could contact him there. Sister Namonia Soipan, I don't know if there's a website, possibly, or there's an email, or there's any contact information you would like to leave for the people so that they get in touch with the temple. Is there 340-344-3165? 340-344-3165. That's Dr. Namonia, who actually has the sacred temple. All right. And as we move along, we also have Sister Nziba. Is there a website or contact number that you have for the people?
I'm working on a website.
Okay,
My
great.
number is
340-998-4264. That's for the bush baths. Okay? You want to get a bush bath healing, and you want to get that massage therapy, and you want to get those healing hands on you, that's the number to contact. And then we also have Brother Anselm. Is there a contact number or email that you would like to leave with the people? Okay, 340-998-8874. And so that's the information for you. You can call them directly. It will take you to their offices and so on and so forth. I want to say much respect to the Rastafari community here in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. And we are extensions and tentacles of the Rastafari community globally. We want to big up the Ethiopian World Federation and all houses of Rastafari. Bingi, Bobo Ashanti, 12 Tribe, we leaving nobody out because all is under the banner of Rastafari. And Rastafari is under the banner of consciousness, of righteousness, of African culture. As for I and I, well, first of all, I want to say that I want to say much respect to the Ras Bobby Herbal Product staff, Sister Tammy and Sister Aisha, who helped to set this up. Also, all the ones involved in making this webinar possible. I want to give thanks and praise. As for Nayora, I just released a new single. It's called Beautiful Soul. It's on all streaming platforms throughout the world. all streaming platforms, whether Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, YouTube, Pandora, Deezer, Napstar. You can find Beautiful Soul there. Okay, basically, I'm really, Beautiful Soul is a song that was produced by Brother Haile Israel as well, with his classical guitar riffs. We really want to give thanks. So check out Beautiful Soul on all streaming platforms by yours truly, Nayora. And also, you could go ahead and make sure that you put it on your Spotify list as well. I will be releasing my new website later on this week, called nayoramusic.digital. nayoramusic.digital. You can check out my website coming this week, and you can purchase Rise and Sun and other forms of music on the website. Thank you for tuning in to Nayora TV. This Total ITAL was brought to you by Rise Above Them Publishing, which is my publishing company, and also Ras Bobby Herbal Products LLC. I want to thank the whole staff, and this is a resurgence right now in the Virgin Islands. We resetting the Nyabingi house and trying our best to create that energy, that family energy that once existed here in St. Thomas years ago. So the webinar is just a forward step into bettering what we have to better at this moment in time. So I humble myself. It's not just about being an artist, but being an artist, we disseminate this kind of information in song. So this is no different from what I do on stage, relaying that music to the people in melody, in positive vibrational frequency, because music, before light there was sound, people. Before light, from nothingness there was sound, and from sound came light. So we have to remember, the breath, and the breath, when you breathe and you inhale and exhale, throughout the process of time, the breath can sound like water, right? Or what the Rastaman would say, full. But if you breathe enough, you could create that same sound of the river within your body. You could actually inhale and you could feel it within your body. Sometimes if you get very deep within yourself, you could feel the frequency as you inhale and exhale within you. I've experienced that, by the way. I've experienced that. After being on a liquid frequency for some time, when I inhale and exhale, I didn't hear it on the outside, but I heard it within my body. So, wow, what a wonderful night of information. Give thanks and praise for life, health, and strength. And so, I'm asking if all the presenters could come forward for the last time so we could seal up with a prayer. And that will be it for the Total ITAL, an International Caribbean Indigenous webinar. And so we shall seal up with a prayer, with some deep breathing from the Tai Chi Master, and also with a prayer from the beloved Haile Israel, our Ethiopian Orthodox priest. So, once again, give thanks and praise, and let's also weep. You can breathe with us, as a matter of fact. You can inhale and do the Tai Chi with us, okay? And enjoy the prayer with us as well. So give thanks and praise for life. This is Nayora again saying give thanks for love, life, and freedom and joy for all. Give thanks and praise, Yes, I. So if we could all come forward, the whole group could actually stand up over here, all the presenters in the same formation that we sat in the beginning. Okay, so as a matter of fact, I want everyone to hear the sound of the breath. So let's see y'all.
I'm gonna take a couple pictures in the meantime.
So we can take inhale and exhale a little bit.
For the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. The world and those that dwell therein. Yes, it's hard upon the sea that's that. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. Lord, set thy glory above the most of babes and suckling. Strength from my still enemy. When I consider the heavens, work with thy fingers, and the earth, and the stars, and all stuff. What is man, Lord, mine? Son of man, the Lord is. He made thine eye a little lower than the angels, but crowned us with glory and honor. Given mankind dominion over all things. Sheep and the ox, beasts of the field, fish of the sea, birds of the air. Whatever might pass, shall pass the creation. Hear the eye, bless the eye, Jah, Rastafari, blessed is thy name. Hallelujah.
So once again, let's all just give thanks and praise. What an excellent time. And yeah, on the 22nd of June shall be our 4th total ITAL, and this time we'll take it out in nature. That's our intention. We really want to take it out in nature. So look forward to, once again, on the 22nd, which is 3 weeks from now, June 22nd, will be our 4th total ITAL, and we will have a different location. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your time, and I really appreciate all the love, and I hope you appreciate the knowledge that we shared. And there's no cost to this. This is all free. We don't feel you should pay for this. And so give thanks and praise to all the presenter and the knowledge and all the elders and the kings and the queens, the emperors and the empresses. One universal love. Jah Rastafari. Blessed.